Hey guys, it's Sam, and this is my spoilery gush for Ruthless Gods by Emily A Duncan. This video will have spoilers in it, so if you have not read this book, I will link my spoiler-free review on the screen for you to check out. So I just have a few notes that I'm going to vaguely go through, but if you didn't watch my review, which I think that you should because it gives context for like more of my just broad thoughts, I felt very similar to this as I felt about Wicked Saints. A lot of individual scenes, so good. Like, I'm going to talk about some of those. However, they're not strung together in a way that makes a lot of sense. I don't get to see a lot of, like, character interactions and why they're acting the way that they're acting, and we didn't get anything really answered from the first book. So I'm going to go into that more. First off, big reveal is that Seraphine and Malakash, are brothers, which I kind of like. I kind of like that, but it was kind of like, where'd this come from? I don't remember if that was at all hinted at in the first book. I don't remember, like, thinking that at all, so I'm like, cool. Yeah, like that, cool with that. That's a nice angsty vibe, love it. And the beginning was like fine for me because you have like Nadia being like, why did I trust him? I'm feeling kind of sad over him, blah, blah, blah. But then they go to the salt mines. Like, so everything before the salt mines is kind of like a blur. They get to the salt mines, and that's when things like start again to like not make sense to me. So she goes to the salt mines. There's some nice villainous scenes in the salt mines where Mal like doesn't really know who he is, supposedly, but he really does, because the whole theme throughout is like he's gonna backstab everybody. Like, you're beat over the head with the fact that like Mal is going to backstab everyone constantly, which I don't need. I don't need you to beat me over the head with it. But then she gets down there, they have their like kiss, he stabs her, almost kills her, but then feels bad and like helps her, and then she like revives, and suddenly he's like part of the team. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, that does not make sense. That feels like fan fiction to me, because where we got from him being like the big baddie, as he's been since the end of the last book, to just like, oh, like Malakash is here and like he's gonna help, and everyone's kind of like cool. Like, they're not distrusting of him when he shows back up. Like, he literally just almost murdered her, and then he shows up and they're all kind of like, yeah, we don't really trust you, but like we're also just gonna kind of let you do your own thing, like brew tea and like have talks with people, and everyone's gonna kind of be like, we miss you, man. And I'm just like, I get the appeal of that. However, it doesn't make sense like at all. Like, very similar to how I felt about the first book when like these people are forming bonds and you don't really know why. Why is everyone trusting him without any kind of hesitation, really? Like, you're told there's hesitation, but there's like not, like none is shown, right? So that was when I was starting to be like, oh god, here we go again, because it just does not make any sense. Like, he is full monster at this point, and then we're still having, just like book one, the repetition over and over of Nadia being like, the anxious monster boy. He's just an anxious boy. He's biting his nails. He's so anxious. Monster boy. He's lying to me, but he's anxious boy. The amount of times that anxious boy with his lanky frame is mentioned in here just undercuts the whole villain romance plotline, in my opinion, because it's just like, you're not giving me full villain romance, actually, if you're telling me over and over again, he's really just a sweet boy who's anxious, like over and over. Please stop doing that. Like, just stop. I get it. He's anxious. I get it. He's really a sweet boy underneath all that, but then I'm not buying this villain thing then. Like, which one is it? So this whole story, much like the first book, felt incredibly disjointed to me. It's very hard to see the passage of time in here, just like it was in the first book. Like, we'll get these scenes of like days pass and Nadia and Mal are like joking and constantly bantering and whatever. But we don't get to see a lot of those scenes. The scenes we do get, like I mentioned in my review, the scenes we do get of characters interacting are like really good. They're really good scenes, but they don't pull at me because there's nothing to like connect them together. So I don't feel like, how do you guys have this relationship? How do you guys have this bond or this friendship or whatever it is that you have? Like, I'm not actually getting to see it, so I don't quite believe it in the way these scenes are wanting me to believe it, because again, I'm sort of being like told through these scenes instead of shown throughout like the entirety of the story. I still don't get why Seraphine even has powers. Like, I get that he's been like sort of taken over by the old gods and things. However, why are there moths? Are the moths only for the aesthetic? Like, I don't understand that. Like, why do we have the moths at a few points that kind of like warned him of stuff a bit, sort of, but it's more just like, he's this weird boy with galaxy eyes that like has moths floating around him, which is a cool image, but like, why though? What do any of the gods want? Like, especially hers. Like, there's still very unclear things about like, yes, the old gods like want revenge. What are her gods trying to do? Like, just take down Trinavia? Like, what is everyone trying to do? I just feel like we should have gotten more hints of that throughout the first 2 books and not have to wait until the very last book. I did like that it's much more of like Nadia embracing sort of her darkness. She has like the corrupted hand, which felt very like Dragon Age Inquisition. But there's the implication that Malachi keeps making where like she's almost like a god too. Like that she has this godlike power, that it's separate, and that she's like really, you know, destructive, and she like really can unleash a lot of power. Like I like that vibe going on. I'm also interested in the god at the end who told Nadia like, I'll be seeing more of you. So like that's kind of cool, a cool element, I guess. Like I'm sure we'll see more of that god. Then at the end we have them like betraying each other again, and I'm like, I don't, we did this. I don't quite buy it, especially when you try to say they're so close and didn't really like not trust each other throughout. We're showing Mal to be like this big plotting dude, but at the same time, like if he's so conniving, why do y'all just trust him so easily? But like we don't trust him, but you do. You let him around all the time. So she destroys blood magic, I guess, but like again, why do the gods want that? Why do the gods want blood magic to be destroyed? Because they obviously use blood magic themselves in some of their rituals when she goes in the blood pool and all of that. So like what is the point here? What is the point? I'm not sure. So that was like a little ranty, kind of like the first one, just because it's a lot of repetition of the first book and a lot of the problems I had in the first book. So I would like more. I'm going to continue with the series. I like the aesthetic. I like some of the vibes, and I would read more stuff by Emily Duncan. Like I'm not opposed to her or anything, but I just want more. I want what's in here to be like refined. I want there to be more connection. I want to be shown more and told less. Like I want to see these character interactions way more than just some of these one-off scenes connecting each other. Like there's things that I want out of this, and I hope future series from her will be an improvement. But I still like this for the gothiness, for the dark fantasy. I just want more of like the plot and stuff. So 3 out of 5 stars. Comment below, let me know your thoughts, all your spoilery theories and stuff. Maybe you guys caught more things than I did. I don't know, it just feels very disjointed to me. But if you guys caught more things, have more answers, please let me know. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye.